Unscripted, unfiltered, unafraid. Welcome to the Macworld podcast. I'm Michael Simon, joined as always by Jason Cross.
Good morning.
And our producer, Roman Loyola.
Ahoy there.
This is podcast number 953. And if you listened last week, we shared our thoughts on all the iPhones, iPhone 17, iPhone 17 Pro, iPhone Air. And this week, we're going to shift over to AirPods Pro 3. I think Jason is the only one who has actually gotten like real hands-on time. Is that true, Roman? You haven't touched them yet, right?
No, I have not.
Yeah. So I haven't either. So if you like Jason, this is going to be a lot of him talking today. And we'll have a new segment, Tip of the Week. And then we'll have our This Week in Apple History, and we'll close with Reader Mailbag. As always, you can contact us through Blue Sky, Facebook, Threads, search for Macworld, look for our little blue mouse logo. That means it's us. If you want to email me with any comments, you can, Michael_Simon@foundryco.com. Just tell us your thoughts. If you have AirPods Pro, cool. But, you can just write us about anything. We don't care. We'll respond. It is September. What do we got? Tuesday, September 30th. So that means October is tomorrow, which, I don't know. This year seems to be going by way too quickly. Like at one point, it's a year in time but like it's not supposed to be October yet. But I like October because I'm a baseball fan, and October means that the playoffs have started or are starting. Roman, I know you're a San Francisco Giants fan. I'm sorry that they didn't quite make it.
Yeah, they fired their managers. So.
Yeah, well, they probably should have.
Well, that's the thing. I was a Bob Melvin fan. I know we're slipping into sports talk radio.
Well, we could talk about sports for a couple minutes. We're going to hear a lot of Jason, so he could be quiet for like 2 minutes.
I'm going to go.
You can rest. I'm just
going to kick back and drink my coffee while you guys talk about baseball.
Yeah. So as long as the Astros aren't in the playoffs, I'm okay.
Yeah, first time in, 5 or 6 years or something. But yeah, I'm a Red Sox fan, so Roman and I have had conversations about Rafael Devers for the last couple, what has it been, like a month and a half?
Yeah.
I was perfectly happy to get rid of him, and so he's San Francisco's problem now. But yeah, October, baseball, Halloween, and maybe an Apple event. We just posted a story this morning. I don't know how this guy gets this stuff, but there's like a YouTuber in Russia who gets this is the second year in a row that has gotten his hands on like not just a rumor, like the actual shipping product. So he just posted a whole unboxing video of the M5 iPad Air, like, I don't know, presumably a couple of weeks before it comes out.
Yeah, somebody's at one of the distribution centers, or warehouses.
I guess,
got this stuff, is opening a box and stealing one and handing it off to this guy or something. Because Apple manufactures these,
just
weeks ahead of time.
Randomly. Like he didn't get the iPhones.
Yeah, just certain things, right? So yeah, I'm not sure how he gets these things, but goddamn.
And it's definitely legit. Not definitely, but last year it was. Last year we were like, well, this can't be right. And it must be a really good fake. And then the M4 MacBook Pro came out and it was like, oh, well, he was completely right. So even Mark Gurman was like, this is insane. Like I've never seen anything like that. He gets all the leaks and he's surprised. So anyway, October is a good month for baseball. Pumpkin spice, if you like such things. And also perhaps an Apple event.
You make fun of that, but my wife, she has tea every morning instead of coffee.
Sure, lots of people
buys a bunch of tea in bulk from Republic of Tea. But Republic of Tea sells pumpkin spice tea from October through like December or something, and then it's not available. Right. So she stocks up. She has to buy a whole year worth of tea.
I'm not really a pumpkin spice like person. I do like pumpkin like donuts and stuff, but
Sure.
Is pumpkin spice the same in March as it is in when the air is like a little bit cooler? Like, does she enjoy it in like the springtime or the summertime? So she just likes the flavor. It doesn't have to be fall.
I mean, it's better when it's fall because those are fall spices, right?
Yep.
It's the God, what's in pumpkin spice again? It's
like cinnamon, clove,
it's
nutmeg.
Yes, it's
pumpkin pie spice, I assume. Which
right.
Is,
that's I mean, they just call it pumpkin spice, but it's cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, cloves, and allspice.
Yeah.
And that's
right. Varying levels of that depending on where you get your pumpkin spice from.
Right. Yeah. No, everybody's got like
it's all the same. It's just different
proportions, but that's what it is. And just like any spice, it's like how fresh are they and all that other kind of stuff. But it's tasty all the time. She likes it all the time. For me, it's just like pumpkin pie. It's just like I don't want this year round.
Right. I like it also. For one, small doses, and for two, like give me like October, early November, and then I'm done. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And also, there's a Taylor Swift record coming out on Friday. That's also in October. We got a busy month, that was supposed to be my segue into AirPods, and it didn't work. Sorry, Roman, you have to teach me how to do that better. If you're listening to the new Taylor Swift record on Friday, you can fire up Apple Music or Spotify. You can do it on
your new AirPods Pro 3.
Pop in your new AirPods Pro 3. All right, AirPods Pro 3. Jason published a review Monday. Was it Friday? I think it was last week we put it up. And
yes,
I think it was Friday. And you really liked him. So
yep.
What's your top? Give me we'll start like high level and then we'll get granular. Like, what's your top 3 reasons that this is such a good upgrade?
Well, like if I do this, can you tell me which one's 2 and which one's 3? Like,
hold them a little closer together.
For audio listeners,
so Jason's holding up the 2 things. Oh, well, there's a little dot on the 2. So yeah, unless I couldn't see.
Yeah, the little light. You can't see the light dot. The light is there. Light shines through, but they're even if you looked at the buds, they seem almost the same.
Yeah,
I'm going to try
from
to
a distance, like in someone's ear,
audio disconnect, but like here we go. All right, so if
Jason's
you were
holding
to
them
do
up for audio listeners,
they look the same. But if you look, here's a really good example, and hopefully you can see it. Some shadow there, but
I can.
You see how let me hold them both upright. You see how they're both being held equally upright, but you see how the one on the right here is
Jason's right.
My right. Your screen. Well, on my screen, it's on the right. You see how the ear tip angles way to the side, and the other one doesn't. And I'm holding them both straight up. So this is the 3, and you can see how the ear tip is angled very differently.
Can you hold those up again? Because it looks like all like the little, I don't know what are they are, like air pockets and sensors are like a touch larger.
There are some slight differences to the length.
It's actually larger on the 3.
Shadow.
Yeah. Okay. But very similar. Yeah. The earpiece is definitely noticeably changed, the positioning of it.
1 second. I got to switch back my audio because I took them out of my ears.
Oh, you did?
I can't hear anything.
That's supposed to be a good feature.
Yeah. But that is one of the things you were talking earlier about, how you don't tend to use your AirPod 2s a lot because they're not as comfortable. So you use
I actually gave them to my son. I never wore them. I wear these over ear. I didn't buy the Max because they're insanely expensive, and I'm not like an audiophile, so I just have the Beats Solo. I think this is the prior version. But yeah, I don't like earbuds, like really at all. And I tried. Yeah. I had the AirPod. I bought the first AirPods, then the Pro, then the AirPod Pro 2, and I got different ear tips. I got the Comply things which helps a lot. But it's still like I don't know, something about my ears, it just doesn't work. I know Roman has similar issues with AirPods.
Yeah, so there's that is kind of the main thing. Like, obviously, you're still sticking something in your ears. That's going to be true. But that thing I showed you about how one of them has the ear tip angled like this and one is like this. Like, it's very different angle, even on the same bud, just the tip, the way the tip goes. That means on the 3s, the ear tips are angled inward in your head more, less than they are forward. It goes into your ear canal a lot straighter, right? That change, together with they now have extra small ear tips, which is what I had on it. That's why it looks so small, because I have a little head and I have little ears, little ear canals. And they have foam in there. They still look and feel kind of like the silicone flanges, but they have foam inside the silicone up near the core and up at the tip part. So you really get that seal and pressure that you did with the aftermarket foam tips. It feels a lot like that, but they're angled better and it's a lot more comfortable. And these are the first AirPods of any kind I've ever had that I can put them in and like do a whole workout and I don't have to keep touching them and adjusting them and just like.
So even more than the AirPods, the AirPods Pro 2 with the Comply ear tips.
Yeah.
This is still
foamy
ear
tips. There's a bunch of brands.
Right. Well,
ones I use Comply.
But so you're saying that this is a better fit than even that was?
I would say it's very close.
Okay.
I'd say it's very similar. You don't have to go buy aftermarket ear tips to make these fit well and be more comfortable. And they fit very well and feel more comfortable, very much like that. Maybe a little better. I think some people are going to like having smaller ear tips and the angle really helps. So these are the first AirPods I've ever owned that out of the box stay in my ear without me having to tweak and adjust and just fiddle with it or buy something to. I've tried these little slip-on ear hooks and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Right. So like not having to do any of that. They just stay where they belong and there's not a lot of pressure and they feel really good.
How does it compare to the Beats? I know there's a couple of them that you've tested.
I like the Beats a lot, but they have little ear hooks built in, right?
The Power Beats
that holds them in place.
They have the wings on the inside. Yeah.
They have the little wings, the little, there's the ones that have the ear hook around the ear. I don't like that because that interferes with my glasses and it feels weird. And there's the one with the little hook inside, the little wing tip that goes inside into your ear fold.
Right. Studio Buds Plus or something, whatever they're called.
Yeah. I think they just came out with a new version of those. I like those a lot for the same reason. Once you put them in, they just stay put. But this, no ear hook, and they're just going in, they're staying in. They block out a lot of outside noise, which really helps with helps the noise canceling be better.
The transparency mode and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So big thumbs up from me on sort of comfort and fit improvements. It's one of those things where looking at them or hearing it like on a spec sheet, what are they going to say? Like fits better, but no, like it's really personal, but I feel that way. And it seems like from looking at how everybody else feels about theirs, that they feel that way too. Like these fit way better.
Yeah.
So I feel like they found their sweet spot. They found the secret sauce. They found the right angles and shapes just to have them just get in there and you forget about them. And I'm not constantly adjusting them and tweaking them. I like to wear them when I do yard work, for noise canceling if I'm, got the leaf blower going or whatever, but also, just it makes time go by to listen to music. Yeah. And it's the worst. Like I would always I'd bend over for something and one of them would drop out. Stupid,
Right.
Now, none of that. It's great. So
and the better fit, how does that affect the difference in how they sounded from the second to the third? Like is the sound quality, is it like, do you think it's improved or do you think it sounds better because they fit better, or is it both?
It's hard to split the hairs between what is making it sound better because it's still got the H2 chip. Like there's no magic new processing. There's no lossless audio or any kind of, it's not higher bit rate or anything like that going on. but they changed the venting, which is, you'll see a lot of reviews where they measured the sound frequency response of AirPods. It doesn't work. You can't do that. It doesn't work because they're not open ear earbuds. Like they produce.
So you can't hear anything outside of them.
You can, but it'll be
open
wrong.
earbuds are like you can hear it.
Even open earbuds,
right.
Even just earbuds, like or regular cans, like things like AirPods produce the low end frequency by manipulating the pressure in your ear after they create a seal. So you have to create a seal, and then you have pressure inside your ear canal, and the shape of your ear canal, how much pressure there is there, and all that other stuff changes the sound. So if you just like stick a microphone up to these things and measure the sound response, it's not going to be what the sound response is when it's in your ears.
Right.
And venting is a big important part of that, like how the little speaker that's inside these things is allowed to
That's
move.
the little thing on top. It's actually a little bit bigger, wider.
It's a little wider
on
but
the AirPods Pro 3.
Also the angles of it and
right.
and where it lets air in between either side of the speaker and all these other things. AirPods have a speaker, a microphone inside your ear on the inside the tip where it measures the sound based on, all the pressure in your ear and the size of your ear canal and all that other kind of stuff, and adjusts it like many times a second, just like this continuous adjustment and everything. So, yeah. So like the empirical, we stuck a microphone next to this thing and measured the sound response. Well, it's like neat, but that's not what you would hear if you put it in your ears.
And it also
it's not like measuring
different.
A speaker or anything. And
it'll
different
be
for different people.
For every people,
right?
For every people, for every person. Yeah.
For every person. Yeah. It's supposed to adjust. It's supposed to listen and adjust. But so they changed that. And like you said, it fits better. The angle of the ear tip is better. The seal is better because of the sort of foam in the ear tips and everything. So like, I think all of those things contribute, and there's no way to go like, well, that's the thing that makes it sound better, but it does sound better. Like there's, AirPods Pro 2 already sounded very good, for wireless earbuds. And the main sort of place they fell apart for me was if there was a song or a movie or something where there was a lot of different stuff going on, a lot of layers at a lot of frequencies, a lot, and all being very loud and some subtle stuff and everything happening at once. The low end and the middle would get kind of muddy and hard to distinctly break out like individual things. And these are better about that. So it's not like, they're crisp or whatever. I first of all, I hate when they do adjectives like that. They sound warm. I'm like, warm's a temperature. I don't know what that means. But also, I don't think that captures it. So for me, it's like the low end and the mids don't get all sort of muddy when there's just like a whole lot going on in whatever you're listening to. They stay sort of more clear and distinct. So that's an improvement over AirPods Pro 2, which already sounded very good. So
one of the bigger complaints about early AirPods in general, is that there's no EQ, there's no equalizer. Like Apple doesn't give you like a way to adjust that stuff. So until they do, which after 5 years, I don't think they're gonna.
No,
like the stuff that Jason was just talking about. That's super important because what you hear is what you get. You can't say, "Oh, I want more bass," or "I want more treble." Like, "I want more mid." You can't do that.
Yeah, there's no sliders. You can't.
Right.
they don't do that. I do recommend people do the little listening test and then turn on personalized audio. Like you don't have to do the hearing aid bit, but you can turn on personalized audio where it will run a test for the frequency response of your ears. Like, have you lost high-end frequency in your ears or whatever over time? And then it will boost those frequency ranges back to give you back like how it's supposed to sound. That works very well. I recommend people do that. You could do that on all kinds of AirPods. So
there's a noticeable difference before and after from when
it all really depends on how good your hearing is, like how much hearing have you lost or whatever. But everybody loses hearing over time, overexposure to loud sounds, all this other stuff. It does cost you nothing to just run it and turn it on. You can turn it on for like music or just for conversations or whatever. Hop into the settings, turn that stuff on. It'll run through some tests where you have to listen. It's that thing where it plays a frequency and you have to like tap the screen when you hear it kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And go through that test and then turn on personalized audio, and you'll notice that you'll hear things you didn't hear before.
That's part of the whole hearing protection thing, right? In settings.
It's a personalized audio thing. There's a whole suite of features that are kind of wrapped together with this. There's that. There's a hearing protection thing. There's a hearing aid thing. Yeah. You don't have to turn on those to get the personalized audio equalizer thing. And so if you don't want any of those, just run through the tests and do that. That's separate from the full hearing test, hearing aid, hearing testing. They've had the personalized audio thing for a while.
Okay.
Yeah. And just so you hop in your settings and run it.
You've used AirPods Max also. Like, do you prefer so first of all, the preference is whether you want earbuds or over-ear stuff. But is the better sound on AirPods Pro 3, is it at all comparable to AirPods Max?
It's better in a lot of ways. Like AirPods Pro Max don't actually sound like the greatest for over-the-ear headphones. Not for in their price range.
In the spectrum of headphones.
Yeah, in the spectrum of headphones, and especially at their price, they're just not. They don't blow me away. And their noise canceling isn't that great. Like that's one area the earbuds. I would say the AirPods Pro 2 had better noise canceling. And AirPods Pro 3 takes it up the next notch.
So you're talking about better than AirPods Pro AirPods Max.
Yes, they all have had. One is just because sticking something in your ears to block out sound works better than putting something on top of them. Unless you have a whole lot of pressure on your ears. Like it's just not.
The tech in AirPods Pro 2 is newer than AirPods Max. I keep calling them the wrong thing. So, Apple's like, that's old stuff. And I don't know. We're not going to get an update this year, at least not based on the rumors. So maybe next year.
So H2 chip, better microphones, all this stuff. Right. So AirPods Pro 2, I thought were already better at blocking out sound than AirPods Max. If I had to get on a plane, I would rather AirPods Pro 2 than Max. Max is better than nothing, but they're not the best noise canceling of cans. Like Sony's latest are better and all that other kind of stuff. They're not the best sound quality of cans. Like they have a number of things they really need to improve with AirPods Pro Max for today's day and age. So 2 were better, 3 even better noise canceling than that. And part of that is the fit and all that stuff I talked about, better ear tips, better fit, all that stuff. But they also changed the microphones on the outside. And that impacts noise canceling and also transparency. I think the transparency mode, which Apple has been killing it on all this time, are in the AirPods Pro 3, probably the best I've ever heard. It is the most natural sounding.
That's great.
Like if you don't use AirPods Pro 2 a lot, but like if you've tried them and had tried the transparency mode, you're like, oh, that's neat. It kind of sounds like you just have a little cup to your ear or something. Like you hear the outside noise fine. It's just a little attenuated. It's a little
that's a good metaphor. Yeah.
And this takes away a lot of that sort of weird tinny attenuation sound. It's not perfectly like there's nothing in your ears, but it's much closer to that than normal.
Right.
Was
that you might not know the answer to this. Was Apple the first to do transparency mode?
No,
they kind of adopted it. They weren't.
I think they're the first to call it that.
Okay.
I remember using a pair of Sony headphones before Apple did it that were not earbuds. They were full cans, but and they called it pass through or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What they called it. But I don't think they invented that in any way. I think they just call it that. But they do a killer job, and the AirPods Pro 3 are even better. So the new microphones that Jay said, so that also helps with that live translation feature. I don't know. I don't know if it makes it better.
Well, maybe I just made something up. I assumed it did.
I don't know. I know that feature is available on
Yeah,
you need noise canceling. So it's available on AirPods Pro 2, and AirPods 4 with ANC,
right,
and AirPods Pro 3.
But not Max, right? They don't get it because they have
that has an H1 chip.
Right.
Yep.
Anyway, did you try it out at all? Like in like a real setting, or just like with like a YouTube video or something?
Just like a YouTube video, because I didn't have like native speakers
bilingual
available.
friends.
The bilingual friends I have don't speak one of the supported languages that I had available to me at the time. So, I just did like a YouTube video thing, but it works. It's on a slight delay because it kind of goes phrase by phrase, which you need because some languages don't speak in the same order that we do. But it works. That's also not a thing that they invented, but it's cool that it's there. It's just not I think of that like an iOS 26 feature, not an AirPods Pro 3 feature.
Right.
So,
I mean, translation in general has a delay in the sense that the person translating has to listen to what is being said, parse it, and then translate it. So that's actually a better way, because if it started translating while it was live, like it would get stuff wrong. So like that's kind of the way it has to be done. But it's quick, and it's, to the best of your knowledge, pretty accurate.
It's very much like, I mean, you've seen it done on captions and text on screen and stuff like that, right? So it's very much like that, except it's speaking it in your ear with a Siri-ish voice, just like a computerized made voice.
Right. The Siri voice you've chosen, I'm assuming, is the one that it uses.
I need to look into that, because it could be that they choose a male or female sounding voice to match the speaker. I'm not sure. I'd have to look. I'll have to look into that. I'll have to test that out.
But that's the kind of feature that will get probably so much better in like 2 or 3 revisions. And I remember the Google Pixel Packs when Jason and we worked for Greenbot, like an Android website, and Google was doing this stuff a long time ago with Pixel Buds and stuff. But as Apple does, it waits until it gets it right and then releases it, and it looks like they're already on par with what everyone else is doing, if not a little bit better. I haven't tried it personally, but from what I've read and what Jason's told me, like they got it right.
Yeah, they did.
They just need to expand it to more languages for now, because it's pretty limited. Yeah,
the first iOS 26 update adds 2 or 3 languages to that.
I see. Yeah,
but they obviously still have a ways to go. Yeah,
right. Battery life. Is it
battery life?
So it's like less with the case, but more on its own, I think I read, or is that what am I remembering that properly? Yeah,
you are. With noise canceling, it's 8 hours. AirPods Pro 2 was 6 hours, so like 2 more hours there. Yep. But the full time with earbuds and case is 24 instead of 30 or whatever. So it's there were 24 additional hours in the AirPod Pro 2 case, and there's 16 additional hours in the AirPods Pro 3 case.
Right, additional, meaning you pop them in there and you can keep using them.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, is that a big deal? Probably not.
I don't think it is. I don't think a lot of people are like running out of juice in the case all the time. I think it's more if you have to optimize for one, having more in the buds, especially since turning on additional features starts to lower the battery life. Like 8 hours with ANC seems about right from what I was testing, but
I mean,
you turn on the heart rate thing, and that goes down a bit more. And,
that's good, because that was my next question: is how you have an Apple Watch as well.
Yes.
Is there any? I don't know what the question I'm trying to ask is. Like, I know they don't interfere with each other. Yeah. But like, if you have them on together, does it defaults to the AirPods because it's slightly more accurate as far as your heart rate during exercise?
The way it works is apparently kind of weird, and if you have both earbuds in and your watch, you have 3 heart rate sensors. You have a left and a right and your watch. And apparently every 5 seconds, it determines, which one is the most accurate, and it picks that one to use. So there's a rolling, continuous optimization, and I think that's just like a back thing of like if you had no Apple Watch, you would have 2, and maybe one earbud's getting a little loose, so it wants to jump to the other one or whatever. It's just like whatever it feels like it's getting a good solid reading out of, it just takes, and it rolls that every 5 seconds. I tried working out with just the earbuds, with the watch, with the earbuds and the watch. I haven't noticed any special difference in, like, I wouldn't be able to tell you which one is especially accurate, but nothing was like wildly different.
Right.
So, which I guess is good. I mean, I guess that's good news. It's not like, when I worked out with just the earbuds, it was so different than just the watch. Then something's got a problem. It just seemed kind of the same-ish, which is fine.
So there was a review that we spotlighted last week or a week and a half ago. A site by the name of DC Rainmaker that is, it appears to be like a fitness site. Hold on, let me just figure out. I don't want to get this guy wrong. DC Rainmaker, and he does GPS stuff and bike stuff and like fitness things. So he tested the AirPods Pro
like
3. Yeah, right. And he tested the heart rate stuff against like a separate device, not a watch, like a
the
real
straps, the
heart
chest
rate
strap
monitor.
thing. Yeah.
And he said, I'll get the exact quote. Quote, "Holy crap, that's good, and frankly good by everyone." So there was like a blip here and there, but if you look at the chart, it's almost identical to the strap that he used.
Yeah.
So this isn't just like kind of close heart rate monitoring. It's like right on. If you're a fitness person who really cares about like the accuracy of that stuff and your resting heart rate and because like it matters. Like, for someone like me, like I just look, my heart rate's at 150. I don't know what that means, but there are people who do, and there are people where it matters, and they're very much into fitness, and it's an important to get the number right. And
it's also used in their estimation of sort of how many calories you burn and stuff.
Yes.
It's using that together with things like your height and weight and age and all that kind of all the other data that it has about you, and movement data, just the accelerometers. But that's all how it determines like how many calories have you burned, and that stuff could be more or less accurate. I'm not sure, but it's like that's part of the equation.
Yeah.
So if you want to know, well, I burned 200 calories doing this workout, then you need a heart rate monitor to have any real shot at that being accurate.
And so I'll just read a paragraph quick from his review. It says, in any case, I'm blown away, like legit blown away. Not because Apple couldn't do it, but because of the Powerbeats Pro 2 or Powerbeats 2 Pro were so bad that I'd kind of written off Apple's ability to get optical HR correct. Further, other companies' recent attempts, he points to Polars with Sennheiser. I don't know what that is. I guess it's a Sennheiser earbuds with Polar tech inside it, have also been pretty darn bad, all of which tracked with numerous other companies over the years trying and failing horrifically. So
I wonder if the Powerbeats will get an update.
I was just going to ask that because,
algorithm.
Jason's not a fitness guru like this guy is. So like you wouldn't have known that it was bad. It's just that you just reported on its existence, as did everybody else.
It gave reasonable results.
Right.
Like I would
reasonable, right?
This guy's
saying like that
panting,
sucked,
working out,
great.
and it's struggling, and my heart's pounding, and it's going to 80 BPM, and I'm like, no way, is it 80? Right. So all that's good. Excuse me.
Well, if you don't have an Apple Watch or don't want an Apple Watch, and you want heart rate monitoring, which is like the main thing the watch does. These are you want to get these. Yeah.
It's for the people who are like, I want to work out and I want to measure my workout like calories and heart rate and stuff, but I don't want an Apple Watch. I just want to work out with earbuds and my phone. Because like you got to have your phone with you too. It's not like you leave your phone at home and this is fine. Then it's not, you're not doing it. So you have to take your phone with you. But it did mean that Apple updated the fitness app to have all the same workouts that you have in your watch.
On the phone, yeah.
On the phone, you can only, without a heart rate monitor, you can only kick off like, what is it? Outdoor walk, indoor walk, and outdoor walk and outdoor run or something. Just like 2 exercises.
Well, just the things that you would do with a phone. Yeah.
Just as the things you would do with just a phone. Yeah. Right. But with a heart rate sensor, you can kick off all of them except for the swimming ones are there. And it doesn't require these heart rate sensors. That's the trick. If you look closely in the thing, you just need any Bluetooth heart rate monitor. So that like chest strap thing that the guy had.
Sure. Yep.
You can, if you got one of those, and they all have Bluetooth, that's how they work. If you have one of those Bluetooth connected to your phone, you can kick off those exercises and stuff and everything. So they did the right thing there. They got it working. They made it not just an AirPods thing.
Obviously, and the Power Beats work as well. Yeah.
Yep.
I was going to ask a question. Now I confused myself by asking that question
about heart rate too much.
Yeah. Well, it was about heart rate, but now I don't remember exactly what I was. I wonder if like a future update, they're going to have the ability to store that data like right on your AirPods and then sync it when you get home. Because they're making all these chips now.
Start your workout, leave home.
Right. And have it just kind of, like an hour of data on and then just quickly sync to your phone. Yeah. Because, as a runner, carrying your phone around is not ideal.
I mean, that's the event. Obviously, if you care about this stuff, you're probably interested in an Apple Watch. Like, it's hard for me to think of the person who really wants to work out with their phone and their earbuds and no Apple Watch.
Right.
I mean, the Apple Watch is better because you can leave your phone at home. Even if you don't have the cellular version, it'll sync the data later. And it's taking your heartbeat all the time. Like this will only take your pulse during a workout.
And only when you start a workout. It's not like it recognizes that you're in the middle of a workout and then starts recording.
Correct. That's the other thing it does that the Apple Watch does that this doesn't do. If I'm out walking the dog, after 5 minutes of walking the dog, it pops up and says, "Are you doing an outdoor walk?" Right. And it remembers the last 5 minutes I did. If I say yes, it's like, yeah, you're 5 minutes in, keep going. And it's got all that data. Like this new thing with the phone doing workouts doesn't do that. And you can't leave the phone at home and just use your earbuds.
So there's definite limitations to it. But
there's limitations.
Where it's a step in the right direction for this stuff. And once we all have glasses, it'll all work.
If they're going to do something with it in the future, right? Like a software update that does something else, something new and different.
Yeah, well, let's not forget AirPods Pro 2 have gotten so many new features since they came out. So. Yeah. AirPods are one of those platforms that Apple, like the iPhone, that get new stuff every year. So that could be something that's opened up later on.
I'm waiting for Apple Music integration. I'm looking for a smart
onboard storage.
No, I'm looking for a smart playlist feature that plays music that's timed to my heart rate.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
Beat match my heart rate.
Yeah.
They could do that with Apple Watch too, but
there's actually a thing way back
that built into the thing. Like, do that.
They've had like beats per minute within iTunes, even like before Apple Music. Like it's all tracked there. Like they could do it.
Oh yeah. And those kinds of playlists are really popular. Like runners and stuff like that will say, like, I have a 130 BPM playlist. All the songs are 130 beats per minute. And because that's my running pace. And it feels weird when you listen to a song that's just a little off your running pace. Like it makes you slow down, to match it. And that's more about your running pace. That's about how your feet's beat, right? Matching the song beat and keeping you going. But match my heart. You got my heart rate. Actually, they know my footfall rate too, because just the accelerometers, they know your steps and all that stuff. So just give me a playlist that matches my target heart zone or my current heart zone.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's got to be how it works.
Yeah, if I'm below my target heart rate, it'll play something a little more energetic to get me up there, or whatever it does. Like I'm looking for those kind of smart features in the future with this.
All right, before we wrap this up, right before AirPods Pro 3 launch, there were rumors of a couple of features that Apple's working on, mainly like infrared cameras to work on like gestures, and so you don't have to like touch them when you want to change music and stuff.
Like swipe or something.
So where do you think that fits? Do you think that's going to be an AirPods Pro 4 and these are gone, or is it an AirPods Pro 3 Max or Ultra? In addition, that's that's $299. Like the rumors kind of were all over the place, and it was clear that it wasn't going to be part of this model. But I wonder, since AirPods Pro 2 are on a couple year trajectory here, like there's or a cadence where Apple doesn't update them every year. I would be surprised if AirPods Pro 4 came out next year, but I wouldn't be surprised if they came out with AirPods Pro 3 Ultra that had a few more features.
They're going to be called AirPods Air. And they're,
could do that too.
And they're, right.
Because that kind of goes with the gesture.
Right.
Thing.
You're like, because you gesture in the air instead of tapping them.
Maybe they're not Pro at all.
Don't know.
You might be right about that.
This might be something that never actually materializes. This may be one of those things that's in R&D and Apple's selling enough, and they go like, do people really need to not touch the stems this much? Like, because these are not, according to the rumors, full color CCD cameras that take images. Right. They're like simple IR cameras that will be able to, you would be able to, with some simple algorithms, be able to determine whether somebody's waving left, waving right, pinching, whatever your little gestures are to like control your music, and with your hands not quite touching them. And I just don't know how important that is compared to like the cost and the battery life cost and all that other kind of stuff. On the other hand, like Apple's just eager to jam everything they can into AirPods and like have all the sensors. And maybe they have a play where when you use that with Vision Pro, you can do something special with Vision Pro gestures. I don't know.
They already have don't they unlock lossless when you pair it with the Vision Pro? Like you get higher sound quality. So there's already a pairing there. But I'm curious. I wish I worked at Apple where I could see all this stuff. Like just like give me like a peek or of like, because like I'm fascinated. Like they came out with this model and it's $250. Amazon's still selling the AirPods Pro. That's $200, and then they're going to come out with another one that's $299. Like do we need 3 Pro level earbuds? I don't know. All right. So the final question I have for you. So I just said Amazon sells the AirPods Pro for $199. Let's assume Pro 2, yeah. Okay, yeah. So let's assume over Black Friday those drop to $149. What's your recommendation? AirPods Pro 3 are $229 and AirPods Pro 2 are $149. Yeah. What's your recommendation? I don't know how much money everybody has, but my general recommendation is don't upgrade to these from 2s. Especially if you have an Apple Watch. Like you're not missing much. Spend $20 on some foam ear tips and you get halfway there, and this is not worth $250 as an upgrade for AirPods Pro 2 people. Particularly if you have an Apple Watch. So by that logic, if you don't have AirPods Pro 2, if you're in the market for AirPods Pro, I would be looking at these. Like I would be, and I don't, how much more can they be? And it's still okay. I don't know. That's a personal decision about your finances, but I would say $250 is not a bad price. It's the same price that the 2s were. Right. They're just not going to be as on sale, but these are better sounding, much better comfort and fit. The heart rate thing is like, again, you want to watch. Like if you care about this, you want to watch. Right. But longer lasting, so longer lasting battery, better sound, much better fit and comfort. Like that's definitely worth some money.
Like it's worth a premium, and they don't even charge a premium. They're just not as on sale at some places. So yeah, I would dive into these if you didn't have them, but I wouldn't upgrade from 2s.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So that's AirPods Pro 3. We got Apple Watch, which we don't like. So David Price over in the UK, he's working on the Apple Watch reviews. Maybe we'll have him on the show in a couple of weeks. He can talk about them. But for now, Jason says go get AirPods Pro 3 if you don't have AirPods Pro 2. And if you see AirPods Pro 2 on sale, just ignore them because they're not good enough. Okay. So we have a new segment. This is called Tip of the Week. You could probably guess what it is, but Jason's going to have the inaugural Tip of the Week.
Okay.
That's it. That's your cue.
Yeah. Did you know that, and I think a lot of our listeners did, but a lot of you guys don't, that you can lock an app so that you need your Face ID or Touch ID or your passcode to open it. Yep. And you can hide it so that it doesn't show up on your
in the app library.
In the app library or on your home screen or whatever.
Okay.
It's built in. It was built in. Did they add it in 18? I think they added it in iOS 18.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But not 17.
Maybe
17. 26. But yeah, it's easy to do. It's just a lot of people don't know it's there, and it's a really great thing if you ever have to like hand your phone to your kid or something like that, and you just want to lock your any of your financial apps or any like apps you may not want them to access photos, whatever. So you just long press on whatever app icon that you want to lock that
as if you were editing the home screen.
Yeah, like don't hold it that long. If you hold it till everything jiggles, it's no good. Hold it for a couple seconds till the menu.
Yeah,
you want the menu to pop up. Press and hold on an app icon for just a couple seconds till the menu pops up, and one of those items will say require Face ID, or if you have a Touch ID iPhone, require Touch ID, or if you don't have either of those set up, it'll say require password. I think in iOS 18 there was a line that said options you had to tap first and then do that, but in iOS 26 it just says it's just one of the listings. It just says require Face ID. And you just tap that, and then now that app requires Face ID, Touch ID, or your password to get into. And then to undo it, just same thing. Just when you press and hold it and the menu pops up, it will say like do not require Face ID. To hide an app, you're just going to do that exact same thing, but when you tap require Face ID, you'll have an option that says like require Face ID or like hide and require Face ID. And go ahead.
I was going to ask you a question. Are you done explaining though? Because I don't want to interrupt that.
No, let me do the hide thing real quick.
Okay.
So if you want to hide it, you same thing. Tap and hold. The menu pops up. You say require Face ID, and it will say like require Face ID or like hide and require Face ID and hide or whatever it is. Then in your app library, one of the folders will say hidden apps, and it won't show the icons. You have to tap it, Face ID, get in there, and then you can see your hidden apps. But you should know they still show up in places like screen time, your storage in settings and stuff like that. Like the apps, the existence of the app will be there, and it will show like how much screen time you've used. It'll just be hidden from like all your app library home screen stuff.
Okay, well, that was my question. Like, why? Like, where? How do you find it after you hide it? that was my question.
Hidden apps
does it come up in search? Like, if you do the Spotlight search, if you hide an app and then you search for it,
I don't think it does. I don't think it comes up in Spotlight search. I think it only will show up in screen time, which is an optional thing. I think it's in your storage settings where it shows how much storage apps are taking up. It shows up there, but other than that, it doesn't show up in Spotlight search. It doesn't show up on your home screen or your app library. There's a hidden apps folder in your app library that is grayed out,
which is visible. I'm joking.
It's visible, but it's right. Looks the same whether it's empty or has stuff in it. Right. It doesn't show the app icons. You have to tap and go in there to see it. So
you have to authenticate it with Face ID. Yeah.
Yep.
So you can't do that. I'm just looking at the Apple's thing. Pre-installed apps, you can't hide them. Apple's apps, you can only do that with third-party apps. Yeah.
You can make them require Face ID, but they won't say and hide. So that includes things like photos and Find My and all those other things.
You can hide Google Photos. You just can't hide Apple Photos. Yes.
Right.
You can delete
some of that's security stuff. Yep. And there are a handful of apps you can't lock behind Face ID. For some reason, Calculator. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
Clock, Contacts, Find My, Shortcuts, and Settings. And those are security issues, right? They need you can't you can't go send a bunch of alarms or delete a bunch of person's alarms and then lock the clock app or use find somebody else's disable somebody's Find My and then lock their app, or same thing with Contacts. I don't know why with Calculator. I have no idea what's going on, why that one can't be locked. I can't figure it out. But like shortcuts, you make some macro that every time you do something, it sends information to you or something like that on somebody's phone, and then you lock it. They can't undo it. Any of these kind of things you don't want to be able to do. So there are some security reasons why certain things like Maps and Find My and stuff can't be locked. Also, they're used, maybe it has to do with those apps being used as frameworks in other apps.
Maybe.
I don't know. But you can't
Apple
lock
does some weird
stuff
stuff with Calculator. I don't know. It took us like a decade to get on the iPad. Like it's Apple.
Yeah, there's weird stuff going on there.
There's weird stuff. I have a quick tip. That was good, Jason. Thank you. Because I knew you could do that, but I forgot. But I don't it's not something that I do regularly.
Yeah.
But it's a useful thing because especially if you have kids, some apps you don't want them to get into. So iOS 26. So it changes the way like Safari's different. There's all different gestures and things. The biggest thing that has annoyed me, and I just discovered this yesterday, is to get from a full screen to the list of all your tabs. It's like an extra step now. There used to be a little icon at the bottom. You tapped it. Now it's a menu. You click the menu and then you click the Show All Tabs button. So it, we're talking about a second and a half, but it's an extra half a second than before. And if you muscle memory, yeah. But if you just swipe up on that menu, it goes right into the thingy. It's like a little gesture that I actually discovered by accident. So all you have to do, instead of tapping the little 3-button menu thing in the bottom right corner, you just swipe on that button and it'll bring you right to the list of tabs. So that is my tip. Jason's trying it now. Let's see.
No, there's another setting. I'm just making sure I find it. In settings and then all apps and then Safari, there is a tabs menu that shows the 3 options: compact, bottom, and top. And compact is the new thing where you've got that 3-dot menu and stuff. But if you like the old way,
that's the default.
That's the default. But if you set it to bottom, you will always see the little share, reader, forward and back, and tabs button the way you used to.
Yeah, right. So you can't, right.
So if you don't want, if you want it still on the bottom, but you just want those buttons
to complain about stuff that's new, but not change it back. I do that all the time. Like I want to get used to it, but I'm still going to gripe about it. But I did it by accident. I think it was yesterday. And I was like, oh my God, that's so much better. Like
compact is good too. You see more web page. That's good. But yeah. And that's a good tip. So that way, maybe you can still keep compact if it's just a quick thing to just get to your tabs.
If you hate that little one minor annoyance, I do like the new Safari. I think it's like, isn't this basically what they came out with iOS 15 and then just like jettisoned, and now they're back to it? Like it's kind of the same. But anyway, I like the new look. I like having more, like Jason said, web page. But that one little thing, because I don't even know why, but I'm always, whenever I close out a Safari, I close out on the screen with my tabs, not a web page. It's like a compulsion I have. I can't just leave Safari with a web page open in full screen. I have to go back to my thing. So I do it many times a day. And this saves me, I don't know, at least 12 seconds a day. So that's your tip. All right, Roman, let's on to you, since we haven't heard from you in a while. What is this week in Apple history? What are we talking about?
So this week in Apple history, on September 28th, 1997, Apple kicked off the Think Different marketing campaign.
97 was a good year for Apple.
Yes. And that's when they aired the Crazy Ones commercial that everyone remembers, and it's very popular. So I was trying to remember why they did it in September, because that seems like a weird time. I mean, in 1997.
Well, they used to have a bunch of Macworlds. There was New York, there was Paris, there was obviously San Francisco was in January, but maybe it corresponded with that.
It didn't launch during a Macworld Expo. I think what it was is because it was fall sweeps.
That makes sense.
Now, if people don't, people don't know
when that was a thing, yeah.
Right. Back when broadcast TV was a thing, there's this thing called Nielsen ratings. And I believe Nielsen starts, or they do their big compilation of viewership statistics during the fall. So back in the day, we will remember, that's when new shows would broadcast and stuff, and they would make their season premieres in the fall. Viewership was up. Traditionally, TV viewership was up during the fall because summer ended, people go back to school and stuff like that, and so people were getting back into this groove of watching TV. So that's when a lot of commercials would air in new shows, and I think that's why the Think Different campaign aired in September.
That makes sense. And it's probably from September to December is like that was the sweet spot season for selling home computers. People, like you said, people are going back to school. They want their kid to have a home computer for school and all that other kind of stuff. And so and then you lead into the holiday shopping season and all that other kind of stuff. So yeah, that makes sense that it would be in the old world of like broadcast television and reruns. God, remember reruns and reruns and all that other kind of stuff. Like that makes a lot of sense that's when they would target that.
So there is a 1-minute version of the ad. There is a 30-second version of the ad. So the first time they aired the 1-minute version. Mm-hmm. There's a 30-second version of the ad. Both those two of those versions were narrated by Richard Dreyfuss. People may not know that there's actually a version with Steve Jobs doing the narration. And I don't believe that it ever aired on TV.
So I don't want to interrupt you. I'm sorry. I thought you were
go ahead.
I'm looking up comments from 1997. Apparently, it was attached to Toy Story. Is that true, Roman?
Oh, that
like it looks like it was attached to the like it aired before, like with all the trailers and stuff.
Oh, maybe it did.
It would not surprise me if that happened in certain areas. That definitely did not happen when I saw Toy Story. But regional movie theaters, they have ad deals, whatever.
Right.
Hold on, I'm looking to see if I can get this. But yeah. So these people these people saw the Think Different ad. So here's a comment. I'm just going to say it's this guy, Tom Keys. Is he a popular guy? I don't know.
I don't know.
But he says, no, I don't think different. I'm disappointed. I watched Toy Story just to see the commercial. I was expecting something new and different, but I saw the same old vague, fuzzy, oblique advertising that Apple has had when it advertised at all in the last few years. I can't imagine how this is supposed to make someone go out and buy a Mac. What is with all the phobia about touting the specifics of a hot product? I thought Apple had changed ad agencies, didn't they? Who could tell? So
that's
probably wasn't well received by Mac.
That's a brilliant one to read because that just perfectly segues into sort of what I was going to talk about how Apple advertises and how now a lot of companies advertise. But back then, you advertised a computer with some specs, right?
Yeah.
Like you got 4 megs of RAM and a 50 megabyte hard drive and a this and that, and Apple didn't do all that. They advertised about the feeling, about who it's for and what it can do for you and how it not just how it makes you feel, but like what you can do with it. Not like specifically, it runs this spreadsheet or whatever, but just like it will unlock your creativity, these vague things that this guy was really complaining about. And it makes sense because in the computer world, you didn't do that. And even Apple advertising Apple IIs in magazines and stuff like that, 64 kilobytes and all this, this whole campaign wasn't about that. It was about Apple as a company has a vibe.
Right.
And that was it. and that's normal today. Like you don't even ads for phones and stuff like
Absolutely.
that. Even the latest Samsung,
you're selling a feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't talk about megapixels or anything in the Samsung phone ad and stuff. They just show somebody having the best time of their life taking a photo with it. Like, right.
Yeah.
And just how amazing they are and whatever. So yeah, that sort of vibes-based, non-specific marketing for tech products, that campaign was really sort of the thing that popularized that, or at least it was sort of on the tip of that spear. So it's funny to hear a voice from 97 complaining about that's what it did. It's like, guess what?
So Toy Story came out in 1995, so I'm not sure what that was.
Oh.
Maybe Toy Story 2?
No, because that came out in 1999. I looked it up.
Okay.
So sorry, Rowan. I'm doing.
Maybe it was
all of your job.
Maybe it was a television broadcast of Toy Story.
That could be.
That kind of makes sense now that they would air the ad during a television
because
broadcast.
that was Disney Plus. Obviously, didn't exist back then. That makes sense.
If you're listening to this and you're yelling at us with the answer, send us an email.
Please let us know.
Mike's an email. Let us know.
Yeah. So, and if you're listening to this and you don't know what we're talking about, you got to understand. In 1997, like
it was quaint.
You could go rent the movie on like VHS or DVD, right? And then that's how you saw it. Like you saw that, or you waited for it to come on ABC at night. Sometime it would be special, like Sunday night at 8, they would show Toy Story. You'd be like, wow, a movie's on TV and it's only 2 years old.
Edited for television.
Like that thing formatted to fit your screen and edited for time and all those other things. But like, wow, a real theater movie's on TV and it's only 2 years old. Like that was a big deal.
It's worth noting that the iMac didn't come out till the following May. So they weren't even selling like a hot new product. They were selling, like Jason was just saying, like a vibe.
Yep.
And people, I'm looking, there's a whole bunch of comments. People hated it. Now we look back at maybe like today's ads, people will love in 20 years. I don't know. But Think Different was brilliant. I mean, the commercial for one, but it was also a print campaign. It tied Macs to people who obviously had never used Macs, but it tied like, creativity, intelligence, science, arts, music, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And you began to associate that with, Apple.
With Apple, yeah. It was an ad for Apple. I mean, they didn't sell a lot of products back then, so it was also an ad for the Mac and or pretty much, but like, or a laser writer or whatever. But like, but yeah, it was, it was an ad for the company, and it was just like setting this standard for like, Apple's going to be about this vibe. Yeah, it's fun. It's just hilarious. So hilarious to hear how many people hated it then.
Yeah.
When you know what ads are like today.
Yeah, people hate it then, but you talk to marketing experts now, and they tell you it's a landmark campaign.
I mean, most of the top 10 commercials, several of them are Apple. And obviously in the 1984 one, they had the Y2K one that was big. This one was big. Like they, not so much anymore. Like I saw an iPhone 17 Pro one on TV the other day. It's fine. Like they don't capture that. And I get it. They're a much larger company and they're not, like they couldn't do Think Different today because it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
But back then, like they had a whole vibe to their advertising, and it worked.
Apple's ads today are boring because
Yeah,
they're
they are.
very slick looking, just like images of the product and like just some vague, if it's an AirPods thing, it shows you that it does noise canceling, but it doesn't tell you noise canceling or something. It's just somebody who like blocks out the outside world and then just really enjoys their music. And it's just, there's just not a lot of sort of creativity in how they advertise. The ads are just very slickly produced,
They do really good holiday. There's like every year they have a holiday ad that they usually chop it down for TV, but it's like a 3-minute ad. It's almost like a little movie. And it's like emotional and pulls at your heartstrings, and it shows all the different. Those are good, but for the most part, I agree with Jason. They're just like they don't have to try anymore. They just have to show you like, oh look, there's a new iPhone. Like go buy it,
right?
And that's it. Yeah.
So if you're interested in seeing the Crazy Ones ad that was part of the Think Different campaign, we have them in the show notes. We have 3 different versions. There's the 1-minute version, the 30-second version, and then there's the Steve Jobs narrated version. And as I said before, that one never aired publicly. The story behind that is Chiat Day,
their ad company. They did 1984 too and all those. Yeah.
They thought Steve Jobs should do the narration, so he did it. And then Steve Jobs said, "No, we're going to go with Richard Dreyfuss's narration because the commercial's about Apple, not about me."
I'm not surprised. Yeah, Steve Jobs was incredibly arrogant and pompous and all those things, but he knew how to step into the background.
Yeah. So if you want to check that out, there are multiple versions you can find online. Like there's a version with Jerry Seinfeld in it where they aired during the finale. Yeah, it debuted during the finale of Seinfeld, and so that was kind of a tribute to him. So there are different versions of it, but like those 3 are on our website if you want to check those out.
There's also about 5,000 different headline puns you can find on Macworld over the last 20 years,
and everywhere else.
We've used that to death. Yeah.
So now it's time for the Macworld podcast mailbag. We got a couple emails about.
Hey, can you reach out to that guy, Roman? His name is. See if he has any thoughts on the ad now.
Was it Ron Parks? Is that what he said? What is his name?
I forgot. I lost it.
Tom something.
Tom. Well, anyways,
go listen back to the show.
So, maybe he'll send us an email and I can read it in the next.
That's right.
Macworld podcast mailbag. We got a couple emails in response to a rumor that the MacBook Pro touchscreen is going to be a real thing. So analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, he posted like a week ago or 2 weeks ago or something that the 2026 MacBook Pro will have an OLED touchscreen. This rumor's been around for a while now, but and it picks up steam again. 90-year-old Charlie Reich, who's been a Mac user since 1985.
Is he really 90?
So that's what he says.
He has better things to do than email us.
He sent an email saying maybe Apple will take a portion of the iPad Air that has a camera and combine it with the iPad keyboard along with the Mac OS system and fit it with the new MacBook case. I guess he's just trying to imagine how this is going to work.
Sure.
The iPad Air doesn't have an OLED. So,
it doesn't. The Pro does.
Yeah.
I like how you say OLED all the time.
Instead of saying OLED. Instead of saying OLED. So. That's because I write it in all caps, so that's right in my head.
Sure.
Anyway.
NVIDIA.
And then Melanie Deck is also excited. She's excited about the touchscreen Mac, but she wants Apple to go one step further. In an email, Melanie said, that would be awesome to have a touchscreen in an Apple laptop. Now, if they would hurry up with putting the cellular service in like they have promised, it would be the most awesome, perfect laptop ever.
I don't know if we've promised. I don't know if Apple is. That's not quite fair to Apple.
Apple certainly never promised it, but that's the weirdest thing because it
makes no sense.
Well,
I don't understand.
To some people, you're like, why would you ever use this? And you can just tether and blah, blah, blah. And other people
it's
are
on
like,
an iPad.
if it's on the iPad.
If it's on the iPad, why shouldn't it be on the Mac? All right, I'm gonna tease next week. Next week we're gonna talk about this MacBook. That's our subject for next week because I have so many thoughts on it.
Right. Well,
so tune in next week, particularly that 90-year-old guy.
But there are just people who are just like, that's what I want. I've got to have it. And then just other people who just say, why would I need that?
Right.
I'm going to hold my thoughts divided. So I have something to talk about next week. But okay. I have a comment on that.
Yeah. It just seems like to me, it's an opportunity to make a little bit more money, just make it an option.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then you make another $1 or so off of the chip that you put in there.
Apple makes 30% on everything it sells, so at least $30.
It'll be $100. It'll be $100 option.
Yeah,
Apple makes $99 off of it. So it's just but I don't know. But
next week. Tune in next week for our thoughts on all
next
week.
And that wraps up the Macworld podcast mailbag.
Oh, you caught me off guard. I thought there was going to be another one.
Oh, no, I just guessed it. I was trying to keep it under an hour and a half. And we're at.
Are we? Oh, it's like an hour. Well, we're over an hour, but not bad. We're getting shorter. All right. I'll be quick. That does it for this episode of the Macworld podcast, episode number 953. Thanks to Jason Cross.
Thank you.
Thanks to Roman Loyola.
Thank you, sir.
And thanks to you, the audience, for tuning in. You can subscribe to the Macworld Podcast in the podcast app on Spotify, on YouTube, at the Macworld Podcast channel, or through any other podcast app. Are there still third-party? I guess there are.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Apple's
kinda, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They are Overcast.
Overcast.
Yeah. All right, so go find us on one of those. If you have any comments or questions, you can contact us through Blue Sky, Facebook, Threads, search for Macworld, look for the Blue Mask logo, send me an email, send Roman an email. Get in touch with us because we want to hear what you have to say. Yeah, not Jason. he has no time for you. And join us in the next episode of the Macworld Podcast as we talk about the latest in the world of Apple. See you next time.